Welcome, fellow gamers, to another advanced character build for Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition, where we break down the character builds used by veteran players who leverage their experience and knowledge of the game to create some of the most unique combination of skills, spells, and tactics for successful survivability into the higher levels. We give you a level-by-level overview of the skills, spells, and abilities, how to use them effectively, and then we deep dive into the play style and combat tactics used to make this build successful. If you'd like to support the channel, you can acquire a full PDF version of today's build to 20th level by visiting our shop at the Dungeon Masters Guild website. Link is in the description. And as always, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get started. Today's build is the Tabaxi Way of the Shadow Monk Soul Knife Rogue multiclass. The Tabaxi Shadow Dancer, as we call it, is an unarmed, unarmored, hit-and-run tactician who's one of the most well-rounded thieves in D&D 5th Edition. A rogue that has it all: scouting, lock and tracks expert, damage dealer with the ability to teleport in and out of shadows, walk on water or up vertical surfaces. An incredibly fast-moving combat specialist able to reach backline casters or archers who can survive while surrounded by multiple assailants and get out without a scratch. Leveraging incredible acrobatics, martial arts, and feline dexterity, armed with only his claws. Catching arrows and axes thrown his way only to be sent hurling back to their owner. An odd marriage between the multiple attacks of a monk and the burst damage of a rogue. With up to 4 attacks per round, there's no shortage of chances to land critical hits. Now, by using the Soul Knife psionic abilities, we are able to stay unarmed, gaining all the benefits of the Way of the Shadow Monk, but still being able to summon up a psionic blade to land a backstab or throw a dagger for some sneak attack goodness that disappears upon hitting, leaving our hands free for any reactions and no detriment to armor class. With Stunning Strike, we can even add a bit of crowd control or ensure a steady flow of advantage to you and your party members. Between the Tabaxi's high movement and climbing speed, coupled with feline agility, the mobile feat, and unarmored movement improvements, you end up with a walking speed of 60 feet that can burst up to an insane 120-foot distance in a single turn without sacrificing an action. Spend a turn with 0 movement, and that feline burst speed resets to be used again, and is key to this player's hit-and-run combat style. The Tabaxi's natural stealthy nature is further aided by high dexterity and skills like Cloak of Shadows or Shadow Step combined with Shadow Arts that allow you to cast Darkness, Silence, Pass Without Trace, ensuring you can travel anywhere unseen by all but magical means. Now, combining the rogue and monk skills, we end up with a build that doubles proficiency in stealth, picking locks, disarming traps, perception, and even investigation. Take the criminal spy background choice to round out this character's worth to any party. Hands down, the Tabaxi Shadow Dancer is just pure role-playing fun. So how do we perfect this clawed wonder? Well, let's dig deeper. So let's take a look at the pros and cons. Right off the bat, let's handle the fact that the Tabaxi race is a non-standard racial choice. That may not be allowed by all dungeon masters. Though this build can be done with the variant human race, thematically it's not as exciting as the Tabaxi. Look for this to be a future guide, as the build progression is far different to the Tabaxi. The only suggestion we can give in this respect is learn how to beg or bribe your dungeon master. Now, this build is low damage dice, spending most of its career with D6s. However, this is mostly mitigated with up to 4 attacks per round and the rogue sneak attack ability each turn. We've taken enough rogue levels to max out sneak attack at 5d6, allowing a good progression of damage output. Now, with charisma and strength as dump stats, the party face and grappling are all but out of reach for this build. Urban settings will be a struggle when not dealing with your criminal contacts, and skills involving persuasion and to a lesser extent deception will be weaknesses for sure, though this can be mitigated somewhat with creative uses of minor illusion. The build seems uneventful till level 3 as you build that rogue foundation early. Because of the multi-class and pushing the rogue to hit the 5d6 sneak attack level, we end up only getting about 4 ASIs our entire career, and one of those is going to be taken specifically for the mobile feat. On the other hand, You have high movement rate, incredible acrobatics for combat, and role-playing are abundant. This build is well balanced and can wear many hats for the party: scouting, precision damage dealer, lockpicks, trap expert, pickpocket, forgery, crowd control through the use of stunning strike, and an all-around theft expert. Always unarmed with the ability to land sneak attacks through the use of psionic blades is a boon. Stealth abilities that rival even a standard rogue's. Spells designed only to further enhance its natural abilities at stealth, sneak attack, and avoiding detection, not only for himself, but even for the party. Add in the Tabaxi Claw means Monk's life never starts with a D4 and can be used with martial arts and unarmed strikes. So taking a look at resource management for this build, we really see three main resources that are constantly under pressure: your bonus action, your key points, and your psionic dice, with your bonus action being where most of your attention will settle. Your ability to have multiple strikes will hinge on using that bonus action for Flurry of Blows, or an unarmed bonus action strike. For this build to have its damage potential stay comparative with similar character builds as it levels, you really need to be able to reserve this bonus action for additional hits and land your sneak attacks if at all possible. Now, we give tactics in our guide with this as you level, but just know that skills like Shadow Step, Psionic Teleportation, and Cunning Action are all going to use your bonus action. In the case of psionic ability dice, these you want to reserve to augment bad rolls through the use of Psi-Bolstered Knack. Psychic Teleportation uses it, and in those cases where a telepathic connection with party members is necessary, through Psychic Whispers. In playtesting, psionic dice really wasn't much of an issue unless you had a lot of really bad rolls. However, your chances for using Psychic Whispers or Psychic Teleportation was rather uncommon. In the case of your key points, this is used for Stunning Strike, deflecting missiles, your Shadow Arts, and of course your Flurry of Blows. Early on, key is kind of a challenge, but as you level, that starts to soften a little bit. We should mention reactions, as this build does allow you to catch or even throw missile weapons through the use of deflecting missiles that is thrown your way. You can also use your reaction for Slow Fall, and we have Uncanny Dodge. Though the chances to use Slow Fall are few, catching missiles and trying to throw them back, as well as Uncanny Dodge, will be used almost every round if you're playing it properly. So keep that in mind. So how does our Tabaxi Monk Rogue compare to yours? Have a favorite build you'd like to review or tweak? Let us know in the comments section. If you'd like to support the channel, be sure to pick up the full PDF version of this guide from our dmsguild.com shop. Link is in the description. The PDF comes with a complete level-by-level walkthrough of the build. Know what skills and spells to take at each level. Learn how to effectively manage its resources and combat combinations to become the battlefield dominator of your party. Be safe and survive the next round.